I love voiceover animation because people can't see you. You make these choices that you would never do if you were doing a live action role.
See, Batsy, I think of everything.
The other thing that I had no experience at and learned, sort of on the job was the special effects sounds. Catwoman lands on her feet. Well, what does that sound like? She punches somebody in the face. I mean, all of those kinds of things that it doesn't usually come up in conversation.
A lot of the talent on this show had never done animation before, which was just the direction they wanted to go in terms of how dramatic they wanted to make it. It led for some really wonderful actors coming on the show.
We cast a lot of actors who have what we call a voice with character. And so when we cast, for example, Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon, every time he opens his mouth, you know that's Commissioner Gordon.
Listen here, you simpering little twit. You were foolish enough to invite the Penguin.
I had no experience with animation. And I just went in basically on a voiceover audition. I said, well, let me just come up with some voices. Let me just try some stuff. So I came up with this very dark and I went into this whole other place that no one else had gone to, I guess. And I saw them all running around in the booth and I realized that I had touched a nerve.
The room of producers and writers and people sat together and said, we are done. We have found the voice of Batman.
If I'd gotten there 5 minutes sooner, how long before I let someone else I care about down? Leslie, Alfred, you.
One of the things that informs the Joker is his laugh. And I remember reading the comic books, it was ha 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 ha, but lots of ho ho hee hee ho ho hee. His laugh should be like a musical instrument. It should sort of illustrate his mood. It could be ominous and intimidating. It could be gleeful and with wild abandon. But I didn't want to just have one rote laugh. I was driving in the first recording session thinking, how did I laugh? I'm on the freeways in Los Angeles. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Now, I'm sure no one in Los Angeles would look twice at somebody. Look at that guy laughing maniacally in his car.
She's got a great sardonic sense of humor.
Almost got him.
There's I'm sexier than you are, I guess, is what is in her voice. And I know it, and I know you know it.
You were supposed to stay out of trouble.
Don't tell me you're my very own private probation officer. How often would you like me to check in?
Catwoman has to be pretty tough and strong. She's really, level with Batman. You couldn't really have a light-voiced actress, someone who really couldn't pull it off. We needed someone whose voice had strength to it and who could actually be a true foe for Batman, as well as being sexy, and for there to be that attraction as well.
You're hot.
Now you notice.
Ephraim has to express discipline, love, respect, all in the same 5 or 6 words of dialogue.
I do wish you wouldn't be so rough with your toys, Master Bruce.
Batman likes him, and he, of course, is very respectful towards his boss.
Dining in tonight, sir?
The dissection tray, please, Alfred.
A tiny bit irreverent, but always in good taste and in moderation.